Hello, my name is Mr. Football, aka Soccer, back with another banger where we discuss all things football, soccer for my American and Australian listeners. Welcome to my podcast. We'll have future episodes covering UEFA Champions League knockout stages, World Cup qualifiers, African Nations Cup, which is currently ongoing, and who will win the English Premier League. Group A has finally concluded in the African Nations Cup. Nigeria beat Guinea-Bissau 1-0. They finished second in the group and have qualified for the round of 16, along with Equatorial Guinea, who topped the group in first position. Ivory Coast may not go through with just 3 points. We will know for sure, depending on how the concluding matches go for the rest of the groups. Coach Pezzero, the Nigerian Super Eagles coach, should have played his strongest 11. Several notable absentees from the last match in the starting lineup include William Troost-Ekong and Alex Iwobi. Starting lineup for Nigeria for the match was unusual. In goal was Stanley Nwabili. The coach played with 3 center backs in a slightly different formation, so it ended up being a 3-4-2-1 formation. So we had Semi Ajayi, Kenneth Omero, Calvin Bassey, and left wing back Ola Aina. Right wing back role was played by Bright Osai Samuel. And our 2 central midfielders were Frank Onyeka, Frank the Tank, and Joe Aribo. And Moses Simon and Samuel Chukwueze supported our number 9, which was Victor Osimhen in the striker role. The substitutes were Zaidu Sanusi, Ademola Lukman, Chidozie Awaziam, and Ralph Onyedika. Nigeria's only goal of the match was an own goal. The strikers are firing blanks. They need to up their game. So how did the goal come about? Cross came in from Ola Aina, intended for Victor Osimhen, and the defender under pressure put the ball into his own goal, trying to divert the cross. So Nigeria should have scored more goals. Victor Osimhen, again, multiple misses. He needs to relax. I said it in the last couple of podcasts. So his output of 1 goal in 3 matches is not good enough at this level. He's the African Player of the Year. He needs to show that on the field. He needs to start producing. Now, this may sound a little controversial, but the coach needs to try out other strikers. Instead of just having them come on for cameo appearance for a couple of minutes, it's not enough time to make a meaningful impact. Now, moving on to our defense. The Nigerian defense has pretty much held up so far. They're the ones keeping Nigeria in the matches. And usually that's their weak point, but they've held their own. They've only conceded 1 goal, and that was in their match, the first match, and they've had 2 clean sheets. Now, in terms of the actual game itself, possession was evenly distributed and number of passes. Nigeria only had 1 shot on target the whole match, compared to 5 for Guinea-Bissau. Now, also interested to note, the Nigerian players were ruled offside 6 times. They've got the speed, so they do not need to go offside. Stay onside. Use your pace and beat the defense. Now, in terms of the match itself, there was 2 goals that were called for offside by the referee. They looked onside to me, both goals. So they ended up canceling each other out. And they've only conceded 1 goal, as I mentioned earlier. So they're going to play Cameroon at 2 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. In other matches, Guinea beat the host Ivory Coast 4-0 with 2 goals by the current highest goal scorer in the Nations Cup, Nsue, who is not even a striker by trade. He plays in defense for his local club in the 3rd division in Spain. And what does he do? Ends up with 5 goals so far. And there were also 2 goals, 1 apiece by Guinea and Buila. Ghana drew 2-2 with Mozambique in one of the other matches. They had a penalty in the 14th minute scored by Jordan Ayew. There was also drama. Talk about soap opera. The Ghanaian players did not want to speak to the media in the mixed zone, which angered the journalists. Ayew scored a second penalty to put Ghana up 2-0. They were in cruise control. Took their foot off the gas pedal, and what happened? Mozambique scored 2 late goals to tie the match. They had a penalty scored by Gary in the 91st minute, and in the 94th minute, with almost the last kick of the game, off a corner by Renildo. Got that nice goal to tie up the match. Another draw, Egypt played out an exciting 2-2 draw with Mozambique, who topped their group with 7 points, and Egypt had 3 points from 3 draws to finish in second place. So the top two from every group go through regardless of their points total. So you can have mixed feelings about that, but it is what it is. And I have the deepest sympathy for Ghana and Mozambique. Either team with a victory would have gone through at the expense of Egypt, but football is a game of margins. That's what happens. In other matches, Cameroon beat Gambia 3-2. Senegal dispatched Guinea 2-0. Mauritania beat Algeria 1-0. That was an upset. Most people would not have expected that. And Angola trashed Burkina Faso 2-0. We've got 4 upcoming matches coming up to conclude the group stage for the African Nations Cup in Ivory Coast. Namibia takes on Mali, South Africa versus Tunisia, Zambia versus Morocco, and Tunisia versus Democratic Republic of Congo. We've had lots of surprises so far in this African Nations Cup. It's more twists and turns than a Formula One racetrack, and there is more to come. It's been an exciting tournament so far. Thank you for listening. This is Mr. Football, aka Soccer, signing off. Make it a good day. Please also like, comment, and subscribe. Love to hear from you guys on all social media platforms. Thank you.